Hi and welcome to another My Video Talk training session. In this video we're going to show you the basics of how to get started with My Video Boardroom. We're going to show you two features. One, how to host an account or host a meeting, and two, how to use the guest feature to attend somebody else's meeting. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing you want to do is open up your web browser. Whether you're on a PC or a Mac, this is web-based like all our other tools, so it just simply works. Once you have your web browser open, you want to come up to the address bar and type in join.myvideoboardroom.com. join.myvideoboardroom.com. And then once you hit enter, it'll take you to this screen that you see here. As I mentioned, we have two options. One, guest, where we can attend somebody else's meeting, and two, host, where we can actually host our own meeting. So let's go ahead and start off with the host. We're going to click host, and it's going to take us to a login screen. Now this login screen is just simply your credentials, where you're going to type in your account information. And once you type that in, just simply press the login button and it'll take you to the first dialog box. Now if you've never created a meeting before, or if maybe this is your second, third, maybe fourth time, I highly suggest that you use the wizard to create your meeting. It's going to give you a lot of different options for you to be able to choose from and get you familiar with the tool. So let's go ahead and say yes, and we'll go ahead and click submit. And the first thing that comes up is a meeting name. Now we definitely want to create something that is related to whatever the meeting is that you're going to host. So with this, we're just going to type in My Video Talk Training Session. Okay. Now we can do this, and let me just copy this real quick. We can do this, or we can click this auto generate button and it will actually create a meeting name for us. So if you're not really worried about too much about the name, you can just click the auto generate button and have it do it for you. We're going to go ahead and use the name that I chose, My Video Talk Training Session. Notice that there are no spaces in there. So let's go ahead and click the next button. Next thing that we have is selecting a meeting date. Now by default this is set for today and approximately 2 minutes from now. So we can click on the calendar here and we can set it for a date in the future, whether it be a day ahead, 2 days ahead, a week ahead, or even months in advance. Okay, so you have full control over that. And then the other thing that we have the ability to do is create it an hour, 2 hours, even minutes in advance by simply clicking on the drop down arrows for the scheduled time. Once you have the time and date scheduled, just go ahead and click the next button again. And then the next thing it asks you for is, do you want to create this meeting using a password? Now depending on what the meeting is about, maybe you want a password, maybe you do not. If you do not want a password, all you have to do is click the next button. You do not have to type anything into this field. If you do want a password, simply type in your password and then click the next button. We're going to go ahead and avoid this, so no password. We click next, and then we get to the add teleconferencing to this meeting. At this time, this is a feature that's not currently in process. So we're going to go ahead and skip this by clicking the next button, and we come to our streaming options. When we click streaming, what it's going to show us is the ability to have, again, more control over our meeting. Now, normally, we allow our guests to come in, everybody can see, everybody can hear each other. That's a normal video conferencing setup. With our My Video Boardroom, we give you other controls. So you can see here, we can restrict the guest to guest streaming. So the guests can only be seen and heard by the hosts, not by each other. Okay, we can also restrict all the guest streaming, so only the host can actually be seen and heard. For instance, if you're doing something where maybe it's a training and you just want people to see you and not necessarily interact with each other. Okay, and then we have no streaming. So again, in situations of maybe training or PowerPoint or something like that where you're showing your desktop, and that's something we'll get into in a more advanced video, you could actually share your desktop and show maybe a PowerPoint or show some other things. And maybe you have a training going on where you don't necessarily want them to see you, but you want them to see your PowerPoint or see other documents, pictures, text documents and things of that sort that you're showing for your presentation. You can actually do that by clicking the no streaming. So we're going to stay with the normal streaming and then go ahead and click the close button. Okay, and then we click the next button, and it asks us if we want to auto accept our attendees or our guests. So if we choose this, then anybody who comes in, they automatically come in. There's no need for you to actually approve their attendance. Okay? If you leave this unchecked, then as they want to come in, you actually have to approve their attendance and allow them in. So we're just going to go ahead and auto accept this and click next. Now, the next thing it asks you is to put email addresses in here for the invitations of the attendees that you want to join your My Video Boardroom. We can go ahead and type in any email address we want in here as long as it's a valid email address, even multiple emails as long as you separate those emails by a semicolon, or this right here. Okay, so a semicolon, not even a semicolon and a space, just simply a semicolon will allow you to put in multiple email addresses in here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and click next, and then you can also collect information about your attendees. So when they log in, when they click the guest button at the beginning, you saw the guest and the host button, they're going to click the guest. It's going to ask them to put information in, and one of the things that you can ask for is an email address. The other thing is a phone number. So you simply click one of these, or you can click both and ask for that information. Okay, and then you can also hide the user list from the other attendees. So again, depending on what the meeting is all about, maybe you have people that do not know each other and you want to hide that list, or maybe you have people within a company and they're all in the same department or within the same company, and it doesn't matter if they see each other. You can choose to do either one of those by simply checking the button right here. We're going to go ahead and click next again, and then the next one is persistent chat history. So if somebody were to come in late, normally they would only see the chat as it began once they log in. With persistent chat, if you click this, it will allow them to see the chat history as well from the time the meeting started. So you can choose to have control over whether or not you want your attendees to see the past history or not. Clicking the persistent chat will allow them to see that past history. Okay, we'll click next again and appear in the online list. Now there is a meeting list that will appear when people are looking for a meeting to attend. So if they click guest and they look for a meeting, if you choose this option, they will actually see your meeting and they can go ahead and attend it. Now again, depending on if you have the approve button checked or not, they can either come right in or they can ask to come in and you would have to approve them. But if you choose this, appear in the meeting list, they will actually be able to find your meeting in a list and be able to ask to attend. Okay, then the last thing that we want to do is click finish, make sure, and by default it already is. The check mark is in the join the meeting now. We click finish and it says please enter an email address first. Okay, so I did not enter an email address, but we're going to go ahead and just skip that for right now. And here we go. Hey everyone. So now we are actually logged into my Video Talk training session. You can see that over here in the upper right hand corner. This is the meeting that we're logged into. And if I were to actually go out and share this meeting name with other people, they could actually come in and attend. We can have up to 16 attendees, video to video. Everybody could hear each other, everybody could see each other because of the way that I've set this up. It is literally that simple with just a few clicks of the mouse, answering a couple of things within our wizard, that you can actually be up and running. Now let's go back and I'm going to show you how to do this without using the wizard, and then we'll go use the guest function as well. Alright, so with this I'm going to go ahead and quit out of this meeting, okay, and it takes us right back to the very first screen that we logged in as a host. So we're going to go ahead and click host again. Okay, we have to put our login information in again and click the login button. Now this time when we come to the creation wizard, we're going to go ahead and select no. Click submit and it asks us for our name. So I'm just going to put my name in here and I'm going to click the create meeting button. Now this gives us a meeting name by default. We can change this, and this time I'm going to put all lowercase, and I'm just going to make it MVT training session this time. Okay, and again we have full control over the calendar, so we can set the date, the time that we want, and we can also set the password in here. Auto accept the attendees if we want to, and join the meeting now. We also have some options down here. We can email invitations. Okay, we can see the advanced features. So we have all the options down here that we have in the wizard, but this time we're not using the wizard to actually create the meeting. Then we're simply going to click OK. Click Allow on the Adobe Flash Player settings, and our camera comes up. This is it. That is how simple it is to actually create and host your very own MyVideoBoardRoom. So with that said, we've just showed you how to use the creation wizard and how not to use it to actually create your very own MyVideoBoardRoom. Now what we're going to do is we're going to quit out of this, we're going to go back and we're going to show you how to attend a meeting as a guest. So we're going to go ahead and click the quit button, and again it takes us back to this very first page. So this time let's go ahead and click on guest, and now we need to put a meeting name. So if you were sent an invitation, you would simply type this meeting name in here. But remember I said if you set up a meeting you can actually choose as to whether or not that shows up in a list. If we click this drop down arrow, we can see that there's already a meeting name in here. So we can choose to actually attend this meeting name, or this meeting called Norway. Let's go ahead and click the next button and see what happens. So it's asking us for our name, our email address, and our phone number. Okay, we're going to go ahead and click connect, and we'll see if anybody is actually in this meeting room right now. So to turn our camera and our microphone on again, we have to click allow. And here we go. It looks like right now I'm the only one in here, so they're not actually hosting a meeting right now. But that's as easy as it is to actually attend a meeting that's already in session. That's all there is to it with MyVideoBoardRoom. Very basic. We're going to go ahead and quit out of this. Very basic, very simple, very easy to set up and host your own account using the creation wizard or not, and very easy to attend it as well. Again, it's web-based. You can use different browsers. You can use a PC. You can use a Mac. It just simply works, and it's absolutely an incredible tool. So I hope this helped. Be sure to come back and review it in the event that you miss something. Also, be sure to look for the more advanced videos that show you all of the different features within the MyVideoBoardRoom.